Most of us, when we are in a difficult situation, we ask ourselves the question that nobody should be asking themselves, because it introduces the devil to take advantage of that situation. And that is why. Because why brings about fear, it brings doubt, it brings uncertainty, and all of these things the devil can captivate on them. How do you practice gratitude in the midst of a difficult situation? Maybe you're somebody very important to you just died, you lost your job, or you are planning to finish something or for something to happen, and the last step that you needed for it to happen just doesn't seem to go through. For example, you're writing an exam, you're in your final year, and the last exam that you need in order for you to complete your exam, you fail. How do you practice gratitude in such a situation? How do you practice gratitude if you're living a comfortable life and you think everything around you is okay, but then suddenly something out of nowhere just comes and it distorts your entire life? Imagine you are Joseph, you are living your best life in Potiphar's house, you're doing everything right, you're doing everything right by the book. Then all of a sudden, your master's wife comes and she says, let me lay with you. And you said, I can't do that, because my master is so important to me. I do not want to sin against him, against you, and against God. But for just doing the right thing, your whole life goes in shambles. How do you practice gratitude in such situations? I want us to focus today on the story of Jesus Christ, and I'm going to be referring from the story from the book of Luke, chapter 22, verse 43 and 42. This is the time when Jesus Christ was with his disciples to pray at the Mount of Olives, and the Bible says that he left them at a distance and he went by himself to pray. And while he was praying, he said, Father, if you can, take away this cup of suffering from me. Yet not my will, but your will be done. And the Bible tells us that after he finished praying this prayer, the angel came and strengthened him. How do you maintain gratitude in a time, in a difficult time? You see, Jesus Christ was going through such a difficult time, and he was already he was already overwhelmed by what the future was going to bring. He knew that he had gone through a difficult phase already, but he knew that even now that he was at this phase of his life, there was something even more difficult that was coming his way. What did he do? He went and prayed. Most of us, when we're facing through difficult situations, we always run to the one question that I wouldn't encourage anybody to run to, which is why. We want to ask, why am I going through this? Why me of all people? And sometimes, just like I've already said, we are like Joseph. We are doing everything right, okay? We have not done anything wrong, but bad things keep happening to us. And you're just asking, but why? I want to tell you that that is not the question that you need to be asking if you're passing through a difficult time. There are two things that I think there are two questions that you should be asking, and I think they are very important. Do I need this situation to go away, or do I need strength to go through this situation? You see, Jesus Christ went and prayed, and his prayer, he said, if you can, take away this cup of suffering, yet not my will, but your will be done. And what happened? The angel came and strengthened him. Sometimes what we need is not for that situation to be taken away. What we need is for strength to be in that situation. And while you are at it, the second question that you should be asking yourself is, what character of mine is being built? While you're in that situation, what character of mine is being built? When you focus on what character of yours is being built out of that situation, you suddenly shift your attention from the problem to the solution. And the moment you shift your attention from the problem to the solution, almost all the time, you start feeling empowered. You start feeling like you can do it. You start feeling like, I can do this. So whenever you find yourself in a difficult situation, you've got to just believe that you're going to go through that situation. If there's a time in your life that you need faith, it is the time when you're passing through a difficult situation, because you need all the faith that you can get. And you know what? God knows very well, and the devil knows very well, that in a difficult situation, it is very difficult for you to get strength. It's no wonder Jesus Christ came to be strengthened, because he was weak. And you know what? The Bible says, when we continue reading the story, that when he went back and he found his disciples sleeping, he questioned them, and it says he was tired from sorrow. So sorrow can be so weary, things not going well in your life can be so exhausting. And when I say they can be so exhausting, I know exactly what I'm talking about. It can be so exhausting. But even with all that exhaustion, you can still find strength. And I want to end by reading Philippians chapter 4 verse 6 and 8. The Bible says, do not be anxious about anything, but by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving make your requests known unto the Lord, and the peace which transcends all understanding will guard your heart and your mind through Jesus Christ. Do you know what? Here the Bible is just trying to remind us that when you're passing through a difficult situation, you need to remain grateful. And as you remain grateful, pray, because sometimes you don't know what to do. And the only way you know what to do is when you pray. Jesus Christ prayed and he was strengthened. Sometimes you pray and God will take away that situation. So you never know what you need. It's either you need that situation to be taken away, or you just need strength to pass through that situation. Regardless of what you need, God has got the answer. It's no wonder it's important for you to pray. I hope you have really learned something from today's video. My name is Nyawa and I'm so excited that you joined me on this episode. Please let this be a conversation. Have you learned something from what I've said? Is there something that you have learned out of passing through difficult situation? Put your comments down below and let's get interactive. I'll be so glad to read each and every one of your comments. I really appreciate you if you have stayed until the end. Until the next time when I bring to you yet another exciting episode. Bye bye for now.